Guys, Dr. Christy Ennis. Weight loss is not easy, but oftentimes we make it way more complicated than it actually has to be. So if you've kind of tried the usual cardio and restricting calories and you're still having difficulty, check out these 3 ideas that you're probably missing that are really going to make a big difference. Tip number 1 is move as often as you can. So unfortunately, we're stuck to that old ball and chain, and I don't mean your spouse, I mean the chair, right? We're sitting a lot all day. But even if you don't have the ability to get up very often, if you fidget in your chair, you actually can burn 300 more calories throughout the day. That's amazing, right? So just tap those feet, move that body. You can even do some formal strength movements if you want. You can do some marching, get some bands and do some exercises, which I'll link for you. And then the other thing is too, when you do get up from your chair, do make yourself move more. So for example, I will leave multiple things downstairs in my office and go down the stairs several times during the day and just grab one thing at a time so that I am getting more movement. The other thing about movement that's important is that it's not even necessarily about the movement. I know that sounds weird, but if you are moving instead of eating, right, you're gonna have less calories that you consume. So for example, my husband, when he coaches, he is moving around a little bit, but that's a time when he would normally be eating, especially if he was bored, right? A lot of us eat at nighttime. I love goldfish. And so he finds that he actually consumes less calories just because he's up moving. So one trick or tip that you can try, especially at nighttime or in the evening, make yourself go for a walk. Go up and down the stairs a couple times, do a couple squats, right, in between things. You'll actually find that your hunger will probably decrease a little. Chug some water and you'll be even better off. Okay, tip number 2 is increase your protein. So how much? The recommended daily allowance right now is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. That's kind of the standard. What they have found though is that when you increase that amount, and the studies kind of ranged from like 1.4 to 2 point something on just a regular person, you actually burned, or lost, I should say, more fat mass and kept more lean mass. So you're gonna burn more calories just while you're sitting. Awesome, and that's just by increasing that protein. Now that's a lot of protein and that's a big variation, right? What it really boils down to is about 1 to 1.4 grams per kilogram of body weight, and that would be your ideal body weight. Now, we say ideal body weight because technically, again, we're going all these technical studies, right? They look at fat-free mass, which is pretty impossible to measure in the real world. So we're gonna take a real world example. So you wanna be closer to 1 if you're not overly active and more towards that 1.4 grams per kilogram, I can't say kilogram today, if you are a more active person. Last tip is strength training. Goal would be about 3 days a week if you're gonna do the whole body, and you do want to make sure you get all major body parts. I will link a video for you so you can check that out too. Now, they have also found that if you combine that protein and that strength training, you get the biggest bang for your buck, and that you will, again, lose more of that fat mass than that fat-free mass, so your resting metabolic rate increases, again, getting to burn more calories by doing nothing than anything else. And if you notice too, my physique has changed a little bit. I used to do a ton of cardio, and I'm not saying to not do cardio. You still do need to do that for health purposes, right? But I now only do cardio a couple days a week, 3 days a week probably, and then I really focus on the strength training, for me, 3 to 4 days a week. So it can make a difference for you. And if you do need a little bit more guidance, you're not quite sure where to go, check out my membership options where I've got your back and I can help get you through it through text and through Zoom.